Why most people quit the carnivore diet in the first 2 weeks.
I'm a pastor, an entrepreneur, a world traveler, and a martial artist. But most importantly, I'm a devoted husband and dad with an amazing family. And the older I get, the more I realize the importance of being healthy so that I can be all that I can and should for my family. I haven't always been healthy though. In fact, I've struggled with my weight for a lot of my life. But in recent years, I found some great success in my weight loss and fitness journey living a lower carbohydrate lifestyle, particularly that of the keto and carnivore variety. Follow me on my journey as I continue to explore and share the benefits of living the low-carb lifestyle.
So here's a shocking reality. Most people who start the carnivore diet never make it past the first 2 weeks. That's right, 14 days and they're done. Not because the diet doesn't work, not because they lack discipline, and not because they weren't motivated. In fact, many people quit right before things start getting better. Today, I'm going to show you exactly why most people quit the carnivore diet in the first 14 days. And more importantly, how to avoid making the same mistake. Because if you can survive the first 2 weeks, you dramatically increase your chances of long-term success. Hey friends, if you're new here, my name is Jason and I help busy parents and professionals like you and like me simplify their health using carnivore and metabolic strategies. And if you're currently in your first few days of carnivore, then this video may save you from quitting. Because what you're experiencing might be completely normal. So let's go ahead and talk about it, shall we? Reason number one, they expect to feel amazing immediately. One of the all-time biggest mistakes people make is expecting instant results. They see stories online like, I lost 10 pounds in a week, or my energy doubled overnight, or my brain fog disappeared immediately. And while that does happen for some people, sure, many people experience the opposite at first, right? A lot of the times they feel worse before they feel better, and they feel tired, right? They feel foggy. They also can feel irritable, and not to mention hungry and frustrated, right? All of these things are normal. But they assume that this isn't working, right? And when in reality, your body is adapting. I've done countless videos on this channel, so make sure you check those out. Reason number two, electrolyte mistakes. Now this might actually be the most common reason that people feel terrible, is because when your carbs drop, your insulin drops, and when your insulin drops, then your body releases water and the electrolytes that go in there with it, like sodium and other electrolytes. And so what's the result? Well, it's the headaches, it's the fatigue, the dizziness, the weakness. And yeah, many people think then that the diet is the problem. But again, more often than not, the problem is simply low electrolytes. And so what's the fix here? Well, it's to increase your electrolytes, right? So you want to salt your food generously and you want to drink enough water. And obviously you can also consider taking a supplement if that's what you want to do. Reason number three, they don't eat enough. I know this is kind of weird, right? But people spend years hearing eat less, cut calories, shrink your portions, and then they start carnivore and then accidentally they starve themselves, right? They eat maybe one tiny steak or a couple eggs and you wonder why you feel awful. No, again, remember your body's adapting and as such, it needs fuel, especially in the beginning. So what's your fix here? Well, it's to eat until you're comfortably satisfied, right? You don't want to overstuff yourself, but you need to feel satiated. So don't fear food during adaptation. Reason number four, sugar withdrawal. And sugar withdrawal that hits hard, right? Nobody talks about this enough. Many people are not just changing their diets. They're breaking a long-term relationship with sugar. And because of that, the withdrawals can feel very rough, right? Symptoms would often include things like hard cravings, also mood swings, irritability, like we've already said, but then also even low motivation, right? And this doesn't mean that you're failing. It often just means that the process is working. Reason number five, they panic over the scale. So this one gets people all the time, myself included in the early days. Maybe you lose some weight immediately, and then all of a sudden the scale stalls. And it can stay that way for a few days, maybe even a week or two, and then what happens? You start to panic, right? But here's the truth, your body doesn't operate on a daily timeline. Sometimes your inflammation is decreasing, sometimes your water balance is changing, and sometimes your body composition is improving on its own even when the scale isn't moving. Reason number 6, social pressure. You know what it's like. You're out to eat and your friends question you. Your family questions you, right? Your coworkers question you. It seems like everybody suddenly becomes a nutrition expert on the things that you shouldn't do when you're doing this lifestyle, right? You've probably heard, oh, that's not healthy. Or where do you get your vitamins and minerals? Or maybe, you actually do need carbs, right? That pressure actually can wear people down, especially during the first difficult few weeks, right? Reason number 7, they quit before adaptation happens. So this could be the biggest one, right? Many people quit during the exact phase when their body is transitioning. And with that transition comes recomposition, right? It makes you feel uncomfortable, it makes you feel impatient, it makes you get frustrated, and then you stop. The problem is you quit before you ever experience the positives like stable energy and reduced cravings, mental clarity, and food freedom, and you leave before the breakthrough. So all in all, how do you survive the first 14 days? Well, here's a simple game plan that you can follow. First of all is eat enough fatty meat. Then you want to prioritize your electrolytes like we talked about, stay hydrated, get as much good sleep and rest as possible, and stop obsessing over the scale. Make sure that you give your body time. Don't judge carnivore by day 3 or 4 or 5, and don't even judge it by day 7. Give it a real chance. The first 30 days is really the way to go, but the first 2 weeks will be a major milestone just as well. Most people don't fail carnivore because it doesn't work. They fail because they quit during adaptation. The first 2 weeks aren't the finish line. Rather, they're the entry fee. So push through that phase, and you just might discover why so many people never want to go back. All right, my friends, listen, I trust that this was helpful. Make sure you give it a like, a comment, and a share, and make sure that you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on any more hot new carnivore content that I got coming down the pipe just for you. This is Jason Ligo with the Low Carb Lifestyle. I'll talk to you next time. Take care.